Welcome back to Problems I Have With, right here on Beyond ARTV. My name is John. This is a series, a think piece series of sorts, where I just kind of go in depth talking about some certain issues and some certain problems that I have with a certain band or artist or topic. And the last video, if you didn't quite catch it, look at the upload date. Problems I Have With My YouTube Friends was uploaded on April 1st. You do the math. Let me say a couple of things before we actually start this video. One being that holy shit, this series has taken off. I never expected it to get popular like this, but all of the videos have collected at least 10,000 views, with the Halsey one just surpassing 50,000, I believe, which is crazy. A lot of stupid debates going on in the comments, so just FYI, if you say anything like, fuck you, you hater, and stuff like that, you know I delete your comments immediately, right? Why waste your time, keyboard warrior? The second thing I'm gonna say before this video starts is that I am a Taylor Swift fan. I've been a fan of her music for a very long time, and if you need any proof, I hate to actually give the haters proof, like, oh, he feels the need to justify himself, they're getting to him. No, I just happen to have these sitting very, very close by, considering I'm sitting in front of my CD and record collection. Case A, Case B, Case C, Case D, and Case E for just my reasons, and I rest my case as to why I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I've thoroughly enjoyed Taylor's music over the years, and I believe that she's a very genuine person at heart, and that's the way that she really started off. That's why she won over so many people. She seems to be very wholesome, have good intentions behind what she does, but over the years, even though I feel like that has remained a part of her, there's something there that just feels so artificial and plastic at this point. Kind of like using plastic silverware instead of the actual sterling silver, if you will. There's a handful of things that I'm going to tackle today, but the first thing that I really wanted to dive into is just her social media appearance and the way that she presents herself. And I'm not going to try and sit here and convince you that I never play it up for the camera, because yes, you have to sometimes, and you want to sometimes, just to get a funny reaction out of someone. But it seems like Taylor Swift and her online presence just seems dedicated to convincing you that she's just the funny, down-to-earth girl next door that's having fun with her brothers and just taking selfies with her friends or dancing to her boyfriend or fiance, now Calvin Harris's music at a DJ set. It just all seems so staged. Like, hey, take this phone, my professional photographer or bodyguard that follows me around, and film me for a few seconds dancing, acting like I'm having a good time. Okay, I dropped in, now I'm out. That's what every clip I see feels like to me. And it just feels like, even though we're getting a behind the scenes look, I don't exactly know how real that is. But at the same time, I could say that for plenty of celebrities, so I'm not going to harp on that point for too long. I think the next thing I want to get into is the whole donation thing. And I do love the fact that Taylor takes the time out to set aside money, her time to go see fans sometimes, whether it just be her signing off on a check or actually showing up to see somebody in the hospital, a sick child, a sick fan. And my problem here is that it only seems to actually happen whenever it's something that's super out there, like something that's going around Facebook, collecting a lot of signatures, or a picture that's getting a lot of likes. Like, please send Taylor, please Taylor, come, my daughter is your biggest fan and she has terminal cancer, please come and see her. Or take a look at the most recent note that I can think of. It was the whole Kesha legal battle, and Taylor set aside a good chunk of money, a substantial amount of money, and didn't really say anything along with it. Her publication team and her management team, I guess I should say, actually made a statement about it, saying that yes, Taylor has made the decision to support Kesha Rose at this time because of all of the legal issues that she's going through, the whole situation with Dr. Luke. And then Demi Lovato called her out on it, saying, basically put a face to that, stand up, have some balls. And I kind of agree with Demi Lovato here. In the past, I've kind of defended Taylor's moves, but the more and more I see it, the more it seems like she only goes for these trending stories, these things that are really blowing up. And it's like, hey, this is good PR. If we actually get Taylor in there, show that she's donating some money, it'll show that she's on that team, she's a feminist, she's going for the cause, or, she's helping out these sick kids, she's doing this, the fact is, not everything has to be in the spotlight, and I'm sure that there are plenty of instances of her doing things behind the scenes that maybe we'll never know about. Like I said, I'm never gonna pretend to assume that I know everything here, but it's just something that's been getting on my nerves as of late. It seems like she takes a stand for certain things, and that kind of transitions us into my next point, which is the whole Apple Music fiasco and just what's been going on with Taylor versus streaming. As we all know, that streaming is kind of diversified into a lot of different things. A lot of people are very confused as to what it means for the artist, and Taylor Swift made it very, very clear that she was not going to have her music being streamed because she was not getting paid enough royalties. Now, I know what I was thinking, and I know what plenty of you guys were probably thinking. Yeah, you really need to add more money on top of those millions that you already have. But facts are facts. People deserve to be paid for the content that they made. And the thing is, what really gets on my nerves is that she acts like she was standing up for the smaller artist. It seems like the more I looked into this, the more I could see straight through it. It almost seems like it was a ploy between Apple Music and Taylor Swift to really just get her album on there. 1989 obviously being a gigantic release, something that any streaming service would want to gobble up immediately. Spotify never had their hands on it, and she pulled her catalog from there. Our song is still missing a spot in my country playlist, and it's just feeling really lonely over there. So Taylor, if you could ever work something out, that would just be fantastic. But it just seems like she took to her pedestal to say, hey, you know, Apple Music isn't paying artists for the first 3 months whenever this service launched last year, so I'm not going to put my album on there. And then Tim Cook and Apple were like, you know what, Taylor? We hear you, we feel you, because you, one artist out of thousands and thousands, has made this decision. We're actually going to listen to you, and we're going to pay not just you, but everyone. That just seems a little suspicious to me, but at the same time, maybe Apple has so much money that they just don't give a damn at this point. But really, just to change your mind just like that after Taylor Swift releases an open letter, I'm not exactly sure how much I believe that, because she basically stands up, writes this letter saying, yo, my album ain't going on this service unless I'm getting the paper. Maybe in like a less Thug Story or Love Story, whatever it was, the parody from 2009. Yes, I just referenced a 2009 parody video starring Taylor Swift. Don't judge me now. Please, not at this point in the video, because that's just not fair. It just, if anything, it proves that I'm more of an OG fan. Was she really fighting for the smaller artist, or did her and her label just want to make sure that they got a few extra $1 million in the bank? Because of course, her most recent tour didn't rake in millions upon millions upon millions of dollars or anything like that. No, most definitely not. And not to mention the past tours that she's gone on that have raked in so much more cash. There's just money laying around. I could probably live 2,000 lifetimes just on Taylor's tour money profits alone. Everything from Taylor's music videos to her style has changed immensely in the past decade, and it's really just been a crazy decade of change, not only with Taylor, of course, who has gone from the sweet, innocent, little blonde-headed, curly-headed blonde girl that I feel like I almost grew up with because I had that weird connection. I knew her like right at the start before she even got that big. I was hearing her on country radio and really nowhere else, and then she just exploded, skyrocketed, music changed, the CDs moved to streaming, and album sales faded away, and downloads went by the roadside. And here we have Taylor now, instead of being that little country artist, going to pop superstar, transitioning genres, and just transcending the world of music in general, becoming an all-around businesswoman superstar. And it's just crazy to think about that, because she just, it seems like at this point, you should be very comfortable with yourself, and I feel like she is in some ways, but at the same time, I feel like she's so damn overprotective of her image. It's absolutely ridiculous. She can't even take the smallest of constructive criticisms in the right way, it doesn't seem. But here's what I'm driving at. My main issue with current day and age Taylor Swift. It all feels like some sort of facade to me, some sort of show, and we're seeing how diverse her friend group is, or how she's the ultimate life goals, or the ultimate relationship or friend goals. Look at my friends, look at me, look at this great thing that I have. And it's not the fact that she's showing off or anything like that. I don't see that as being the point at all. It just seems like almost insecurity to me because of the fact that people say that Taylor invests all of her time in relationships, never had a strong friend group or anything like that. Now it's like she's overcompensating by being friends with everyone. I'm so sick of her posting photos on her Instagram and Facebook account saying, OMG, besties, oh, we're best friends for life, had one of my greatest friends up on stage. You say that every damn night you have somebody out on tour. It's one of your best fucking friends. Who the hell has that many friends? I know that you don't. In fact, most of these people are not going to turn down the opportunity to come out on stage. They're probably just doing it for their own self-promotion, and I don't blame them. You're like the biggest star in the world. I would walk out on stage as John from ARTV in a heartbeat if you called me out there. And here's the man who gave 1989 a 4 out of 5. It's John. Yeah! The crowd goes silent because they have no idea who I am. It seems entitlement has come along with those insecurities, and that's boiled down to her getting things copyrighted, things that just outright don't make sense for her to get trademarked. I'm not sure why this sick beat, I think hella good hair might have been another one, and just a couple of other weird catchphrases from her 1989 album. Why do we feel the need to get that trademarked? I mean, this day and age especially, exactly what will that do for you? I guess we'll never hear Gwen Stefani singing about this sick beat, which is okay with me, but at the same time, I feel like she should have the right to, so should any other artist out there. But the main one that really gets under my skin, really gets me crawling, is why the hell would you get 1989, and who would approve? What judge would get paid off to approve 1989 as a trademark? I mean, what if I wanted to call my debut mixtape that's dropping 2019 1989? I mean, I wasn't born that year, but it was 2 years before I was born, and it seemed like it was a really good time in the world of synth pop. I mean, Madonna was putting out some great stuff then, so what if I'm super influenced by that on my mixtape? Are you gonna send the lawyers after me? Huh, T-Swift? Huh, T-Pizzle? Bite me. I don't want to say that I've had a complete falling out with Taylor Swift because I still think that she's a nice enough person, and at her core, no matter how big she gets, that's always going to be a part of her. She's a sweetheart who does the best she can, but at the same time, there's areas where I feel like she's really slipped up and really just kind of changed for the worse. Of course, this was all just my opinion, guys. You know that. I hope you know that, considering by the amount of dislikes I get on these videos versus the amount of likes. The likes always outweigh, but still, it seems like a lot of you guys just don't get that it's a guy voicing his opinion online. So calmly and respectfully, let me know your thoughts on this whole thing in the comments. Don't make me turn off the comments, guys. I don't want to do that to you. Just keep it civil. Hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. You can check out more episodes of Problems I Have With. There's a playlist linked in the description down below, or you can click directly below me if you're watching on a PC desktop. You can go to the last Problems I Have With, or a recent review that I did on my main channel, ARTV. Thanks so much for watching Beyond ARTV. I will see you guys very, very soon.